In June 2022, the Reserve Bank of India unveiled the Payments Vision 2025 document. What are the salient features and objectives of the Payment Vision 2025? How does RBI intend to achieve the laid down objectives? What is the significance of this move to India? To know all this and more, let us deep dive into the topic proper. Over the last decade, India has developed one of the most modern payment systems in the world. Payment systems foster economic development and financial stability, as well as support financial inclusion. The past decade has witnessed the blooming of quite a few payment systems, all for the convenience of the common man, with enhanced level of confidence through various safety and security measures. The dynamic and accelerated development of the payments ecosystem in India, facilitated by increased adoption of technology and innovation, has established the country as a force to reckon with in the global payment space in terms of not only growth in digital payments but also availability of a bouquet of safe, secure, innovative and efficient payment systems. Over 26 crore digital payment transactions are processed daily by our payment systems, of which the Unified Payments Interface System itself processes more than two-thirds. UPI recorded more than 595 crore transactions worth 10.4 lakh crores in May 2022. Payment systems foster economic development and financial stability as well as support financial inclusion. The role of RBI has transformed from being a regulator, operator and facilitator to creator of an environment for the structured development of the payments ecosystem in India, ensuring safe, secure, reliable, accessible, affordable and efficient payment systems has become one of the strategic objectives and goals of the RBI. The payments vision documents of RBI have been providing the strategic direction and implementation plan for this development since 2001. In June 2022, the RBI unveiled the Payments Vision 2025 document. The current vision document builds upon the Payments Vision 2019 to 21 document and outlines the thought process for the period up to December 2025. Payments Vision 2025 leverages India's efforts and builds on the focus of G20 to enhance cross border payments by addressing the four key challenges of cost, speed, access, and transparency. The Payments Vision 2025 document is presented across five anchor goalposts of integrity, inclusion, innovation, institutionalization, and internationalization. Integrity of payment systems shall be non-negotiable for increasing customer confidence. Inclusion would be promoted through collection and publication of disaggregated payment data, leading to policy enhancements where required. Also, it will emphasize on customer awareness transcending geographies, participant members and customer segments, identifying spatial penetration of the digital payment acceptance infrastructure across states and districts, reviewing the scope of PIDF scheme, etc. To further spur innovation, UPI-like system for cards and an enabling framework for Internet of Things based payments would be explored. A snapshot of the specific initiatives, including discussions on different dimensions that are planned as part of Payments Vision 2025 document, has been shown on the screen. The core theme of the Payments Vision 2025 is e-payments for everyone, everywhere, and every time. That is the 4 E's. The vision is to provide every user with safe, secure, fast, convenient, accessible, and affordable e-payment solutions. Various initiatives proposed under the above 5 goalposts shall have 10 expected outcomes during the vision period. These will be enumerated subsequently. Let us have a look at each of these aspects. Towards integrity, the government has laid down para 4.1.1 that it will weave in alternate authentication mechanisms for digital payment transactions. Considering emerging concerns with OTP based authentication in terms of increasing cases of phishing, wishing, smishing modes for divulgence of customer confidential details, alternate risk based authentication mechanisms leveraging behavioral biometrics, location, historical payments, digital tokens, in-app notifications, etc. shall be explored. To broaden the scope, usage and relevance, legal entity identification in all payment activities will be done. Encouraging the use of LEI in payment systems facilitates faster tracking of payments, unique identification of parties involved, ensures greater precision and transparency, and helps in the adoption of a single identity for an entity across multiple applications. Aspects of speed and transparency shall also get addressed. The use of LEI in areas like sanctions, screening, KYC, corporate invoice reconciliation, fraud detection, etc. shall be explored. Para 4.1.3 Expand interoperability to contactless transit card payments in offline mode. Contactless payments in offline mode were permitted with the launch of the National Common Mobility Card. The feature of tap and go offline payment was initially permitted for transit payments, considering the requirement of fast checkout time for transit payments, and it was later in January 2022 extended to retail payments. The possibility of interoperability for contactless transit card payments in offline mode shall be explored to facilitate seamless travel with a single payment instrument usable across different transit operators. Para 4.1.4 Enhance scalability and resilience of payment systems. Settlement of various payment systems in central bank money is undertaken both in eKuber, the core accounting software of the RBI, and RTGS, ensuring mitigation of settlement risk. To facilitate efficient liquidity management for members, RBI shall explore developing a system of liquidity bridge for seamless transfer of funds from one system to another automatically without intervention of members. NEFT system is available round the clock throughout the year. NEFT is presently operated in batches at half-hourly intervals throughout the day. To further reduce the settlement risk as also to improve efficacy by making the payments near real time, the frequency of batches in NEFT shall be reviewed and increased. Para 4.1.5 Leverage online dispute resolution system for fraud monitoring and reporting. Central Payments Fraud Information Registry, that is CPFIR, is currently used for reporting payment frauds. Further enhancement to the CPFIR in terms of creating a negative database of fraudulent beneficiaries, analyzing modus operandi of fraudsters, publishing reports on trends in payment frauds, etc. shall be considered. Introduction of payee name lookup, a service for checking the beneficiary's actual name, shall be explored for other funds transfer systems such as RTGS, NEFT, IMPS, etc. Para 4.1.11 Study creation of Digital Payments Protection Fund. With the growing adoption of digital payment modes, there is a rise in digital payment frauds. In spite of the efforts of various stakeholders, the recovery rate of defrauded amounts is not very encouraging. With an aim to provide a security cover to defrauded customers or issuers of payment instruments, a study on scope and feasibility of creation of a digital payments protection fund shall be undertaken. Inclusion. Para 4.2.1 Enable geotagging of digital payment infrastructure and transactions. To measure the extent of digital payment penetration across various states and areas within the country, and to undertake targeted interventions as well as to enhance fraud monitoring and dispute resolution by PSOs and participants, RBI shall examine the desirability and feasibility of geotagging of payment transactions, keeping in view the customer privacy concerns. Para 4.2.2 Revisit guidelines for prepaid payment instruments, including closed system PPIs. A PPI could be viewed as a payment instrument intended to shift customer preference from cash to digital. While the digital payment transactions using PPIs is growing, RBI shall continue to develop a conducive framework for long-term growth of PPIs with enhanced security of transactions. A comprehensive review of different types of PPIs, including timeline for full KYC PPIs, definition of closed system PPIs, and related aspects shall be undertaken. Para 4.2.3 Consider framework for regulation of all significant intermediaries in the payments ecosystem. Innovation in payment processing and fund transfers have seen the rise of intermediaries that facilitate payments between payers and recipients. They eliminate many frictions and provide value-added services to the participants of payment industry. Uniformity in implementation of user onboarding processes and transparency in operations of such intermediaries is found wanting. At present, RBI has issued instructions for regulating the activities of online payment aggregators while providing baseline technology related recommendations to payment gateways. The need to bring all significant payment intermediaries, including offline payment aggregators, under direct regulation of RBI shall be considered. Para 4.2.4 bring in enhancements to the check truncation system, including one nation, one grid clearing and settlement perspective. To promote efficient check processing, measures shall be taken to migrate from the current architecture of three regional grids to one nation, one grid. This is also expected to improve cost effectiveness and make the related regulations simpler. Para 4.2.5 extend internal ombudsman scheme to all payment system operators. As part of confidence building measures and safeguarding the interest of customers, the internal ombudsman scheme was institutionalized in 2019 for large non-bank prepaid payment instruments issuers having more than 1 crore outstanding PPIs in terms of numbers. The scheme provides for a swift, efficient, and effective complaint redressal mechanism within the entity itself by an independent authority placed at the apex level in the entity's grievance redressal. Para 4.2.6 support increase in market trading and settlement hours. The money market and capital market currently operate at fixed hours. However, the RTGS and NEFT payment systems, which enable settlements in these markets, operate on a 24 by 7 basis. With a view to leverage the availability of payment systems on 24 by 7 by 365 basis, extension of trading hours of these markets to enable longer market availability for trading and settlement shall be facilitated. This shall enhance efficiency and further price discovery in these markets. Para 4.2.7 Upscale customer outreach and awareness activities. Of late, cybercrimes related to payments have been on a rise, calling for stepping up the customer awareness campaigns. The existing electronic banking awareness and training programs and organizing campaigns shall be ramped up to promote awareness using all possible traditional channels at bank branch level and other channels including social media. The scope of public awareness campaigns under the RBI says tag shall be widened to cover different payment systems and their effectiveness shall be gauged through the outcomes of customer surveys conducted on a periodic basis. Para 4.2.8 revisit scope and usefulness of the Payments Infrastructure Development Fund scheme. Big techs and fintechs play an invigorating role in onboarding new users and customizing payment experience. Given their increasingly dominant role in payments ecosystem, a discussion paper on the need for proportionate regulation by the RBI encompassing domestic incorporation, reporting, data use, etc. shall be published. Big techs and fintechs may be brought under the regulatory ambit. Para 4.2.11 Make payment systems more inclusive. Differently abled persons, including those with visual impairments, might be facing issues while transacting digitally. To help obviate the difficulties faced by them, the Reserve Bank shall examine the feasibility of implementing suitable policy initiatives, including standardization of most used icons, text to voice features, etc. Para 4.2.12 Undertake evaluation of charges for all payment systems. Para 4.2.13 Coordinate migration of government receipts and payments to digital mode. To migrate all the government receipts and payments to digital mode, Reserve Bank shall coordinate with the central and state governments to integrate their payment platforms with the Reserve Bank's e-Kuber. Innovation. Para 4.3.1 Facilitate framework for IoT and context-based payments. IoT devices are increasingly becoming a part of as well as revolutionizing the payments landscape. An IoT enabled payment system could help consumers pay for a range of goods and services through connected devices just beyond phones or tablets, with a view to promoting growth of this segment and at the same time protect customer interest. An enabling framework on IoT based payment systems covering each aspect of data security, authentication, identity validation, etc. shall be facilitated. Para 4.3.2: migrate all RBI operated payment system messages to ISO 20022 standards to unlock benefits and ensure greater interoperability, including with systems of other jurisdictions. Steps shall be taken to migrate all the RBI operated payment messaging systems to ISO 20022 standard, such as the NEFT. However, the vision document does not speak about NPCI operated payment systems such as UPI and RuPay. Para 4.3.3: link credit cards and credit components of banking products to UPI to offer more avenues and greater convenience to users in making payments through UPI platform. Feasibility of linkage of credit cards and credit components of banking products to UPI shall be explored. Para 4.3.4: create payment system for processing online merchant payments using internet or mobile banking. All merchant payment transactions done using internet or mobile banking are presently processed through payment gateways or payment aggregators. As this practice entails delays in merchant settlements, a framework shall be introduced such that all these transactions are also processed through a payment system. Para 4.3.5: organize payment innovation contests and hackathons. Innovation is making payments increasingly convenient and instantaneous. In the wake of success of the RBI's first global hackathon, Harbinger 2021, efforts shall be continued towards organizing national or international payment hackathons, competitions and conferences to foster innovation and exchange of ideas. Para 4.3.6: review need for multiple payment identifiers. Fund transfer through RTGS, NEFT and IMPS requires the beneficiary bank account number and the Indian Financial System Code IFSC as identifiers. As bank account numbers in each bank are unique, fund transfer could be facilitated without the IFSC of the beneficiary branch. The need for the IFSC to make funds transfer shall be reviewed and alternative options with suitable provision for collecting beneficiary bank details shall be explored to make funds transfer simpler and hassle-free for customers. Para 4.3.7: explore guidelines on payments involving buy now pay later services. Buy now pay later services, also known as BNPL services, have developed into a new payment mode alongside the existing payment modes like cards, UPI and net banking. This channel, facilitated by a few payment aggregators, leverages the existing nodal account, that is escrow account after authorization, to route payments between BNPL customer and a merchant. This novel method shall be examined and issuance of appropriate guidelines on payments involving BNPL shall be explored. Institutionalization. Para 4.4.1: a comprehensive review of legislative aspects of Payment and Settlement Systems Act and provisions and regulations. India is one of the few countries with a specific payment systems legislation. Considering the importance of development and orderly functioning of payment systems, the Payment and Settlement Systems Act was legislated in 2007 when digital payments ecosystem in India was nascent. Considering the emerging requirements of the highly dynamic and fast evolving payments ecosystem, both domestic and cross-border, the Reserve Bank shall endeavor to comprehensively review the Payment and Settlement Systems Act and the corresponding regulations. Para 4.4.2: constitute Payments Advisory Council PAC to assist the Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems. To assist the BPSS, a PAC with experts representing consumer groups, payments technology, legal, bankers, fintechs, startups, data analysts, etc. shall be constituted. The composition of the PAC shall be reviewed periodically and suitably modified to maintain its relevance. Para 4.4.3 Operationalize National Card Switch for card transactions at point of sale and resultant settlements. All ATM transactions are primarily processed through the NFS, that is the National Financial Switch. Presently, while card transactions at ATMs are processed through the NFS or ATM networks or the concerned card networks, card transactions at POS terminals are processed only through the concerned card network. To promote competition and thereby bring in more efficiency and innovation in processing of such transactions, the possibility of implementing a national card switch to process card transactions at point of sale terminals and the resultant settlements shall be examined. Internationalization. Para 4.5.1 Global outreach of RTGS, NEFT, UPI and RuPay cards. Reserve Bank shall actively support the global outreach initiatives to expand the footprint of domestic payment systems by collaborating with relevant stakeholders. Para 4.5.3 Two-factor authentication. Additional factor of authentication has been a predominant factor in safeguarding domestic payments and giving confidence to users in digital payments. To give a similar experience and increase safety of international transactions done using cards issued in India, implementing additional factor of authentication for cross-border transactions shall be explored. RBI shall initiate dialogue for including INR as a currency in the continuous linked settlements internationally. Para 4.5.5 Bring further efficiencies in payment processing and settlements on introduction of central bank digital currencies in the domestic and cross-border arena. Various use cases shall be studied and explored to bring in further efficiencies in domestic and cross-border payment processing and settlements using central bank digital currencies. Let us now summarize the key features of the Payment Vision 2025 document. E-payments will be getting a major boost. Towards this, RBI will undertake initiatives to streamline the e-payments infrastructure in the country as it prepares for the next evolution of the space. These include the incorporation of alternative authentication mechanisms such as biometrics and digital tokens in addition to OTPs to authenticate users. The central bank will also take initiatives to promote the usage of legal entity identifiers to promote cross-border payments and screen sanctioned entities. The RBI also said that it will undertake a study on the feasibility of Digital Payments Protection Fund. The RBI will also enable a framework for geotagging of payment system touchpoints across the country. Use of technology is imperative to any futuristic improvements. The Vision 2025 document also includes a provision that calls for developing a framework for an Internet of Things based payment system. The RBI also intends to create a new system for processing payments done via Internet and mobile banking services. Currently, these services are routed through payment gateways and other aggregators. Towards reviewing legal institutional infrastructure, the RBI will also undertake a comprehensive review of the Payments and Settlement Systems Act. The central bank will also constitute a Payments Advisory Council to assist the Board for Regulation and Supervision of Payment and Settlement Systems. The RBI also said that it is working towards the introduction of a central bank digital currency in the country. Other proposals: bringing in enhancements to the cheque truncation system, including one nation, one grid clearing and settlement perspective, is one of the primary components of the Payments Vision document 2025. It also proposed regulation of big techs and fintechs in the payment space. The vision document recommended that the buy now pay later method be examined and that appropriate guidelines on BMPL payments be developed. Let us have a look at the overall objectives of the Payment Vision 2025 document. As part of the initiative, the RBI aims to enhance the scalability of payment systems. The central bank aims to increase the number of digital payment transactions by more than 3 times by 2025 and to curb the volume of check-based payments to less than 0.25% of the total retail payments. The document also envisages an annualized growth of 50% for UPI payments and 20% for immediate payment services and national electronic funds transfer. In a further push for digital payments, the RBI will work towards reduction of cash in circulation as a percentage of GDP. It will also target increasing the number of registered users for mobile-based transactions at a compounded annual growth rate (CAGR) by 50% by 2025. It aims to increase debit card transactions at point of sale by 20% and expand card acceptance infrastructure across the country to 250 lakh touch points by 2025. This is to ensure that debit card usage outnumbers credit card usage in terms of value. What is the significance of the move? The RBI's Payment Vision 2025 will be significant in shaping India's payment ecosystem, propelling a safer, more secured, and seamless payment infrastructure. This document will act as a yardstick for all payment players, fintechs, and other stakeholders, encouraging them to enhance their capabilities by aligning with the RBI's overall objectives. Through initiatives such as the UPI, the RBI has democratized payments within India. With the 2025 vision, payments will be available for everyone, everywhere, every time, giving global reach to Indian payment systems, making them safe, secure, fast, convenient, and affordable. The achievements of Payment Vision 2019-21 have been listed on the screen. To conclude, the Payment Vision 2025 is a step in the right direction towards making India a global economy in the future. With this, we come to the end of our discussion on the Payments Vision 2025 document released by the RBI. Please do let me know if you would like to know more about current affairs topics in the comment section. If you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. All the best. Jai Hind.